Greetings, my beloveds. I said I had a surprise for you. I have my brother here from another mother, Brian.
Hello, sister. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you with me and our energies together.
I know it's been pretty powerful day for Friday the 13th, and it's a good luck day for me because I really didn't get run over by a car.
Almost. So we're changing Friday the 13th. It is not bad luck.
No.
It is good luck. All right? The 3 and the 1, that's a 4. Okay? And we're going to call that a sturdy foundation.
Absolutely stable.
No more Friday the 13th bad luck.
No.
Agreed.
It's a very good luck day, and I was born on the 13th.
Very
Not
good
this
day.
13th, but
A 13th.
a 13th.
So, this was an impromptu discussion, all right? As you all know, I bring forth the messages for you to live your best life, all right? Give you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. You know your girl, okay? So, I decided that we decided that we would let spirit flow through this reading, okay? And I'm going to start out with the 4 agreements deck, okay? With the 4 principles of the 4 agreements. And then we're just going to let spirit flow.
We really haven't planned this, and that's part of the fun, and hopefully the excitement, because we do not know what we're going to be saying, and that's not new, I don't think, for my sister here. And she does let the spirit just flow through her, and we have that in common. So I'm glad to be a part of today's special discussion. And I don't know what will come out of my mouth. Do you, sis? I thought you were psychic. Come on.
No, not when it comes to you. But I will say, with him mentioning the fact that we don't know what we're going to say, we don't know where spirit is leading us, that brings me to thinking about the uncertainties that we're in, and we just don't know where we're headed, and we're just going to go with the flow.
Hey, we're all thrown in this world. We do not have an instruction booklet, do we?
No, we do
So
not.
we're not taking on any instructions at this time in advance. We're, let's say, winging it
Winging it.
like a bird.
Let's fly. All right. You ready,
So we're going to fly
fam?
together.
Let's do it, fam. Here we go. All right. Cut the deck, brother. You know what?
Yes, it's a 4 cut
No. Well, I'm...
because it's a 4 agreement.
Boom. Yes. All right.
We did say we're taking this as spirit says, so there we have it. I've never done a 4 cut.
Well, usually with all my Native American decks, because that's what they believe in, I always do a 4 cut. Always. So, see how we're connected?
We are. We just read each other. I've not done a 4 cut. Okay. What's it say, sis?
Are you ready?
I am. Are you ready?
So, this is the last 4th agreement. Always do your best. Okay. So, in this message, it says, take action without expecting a reward.
Well,
Ooh, that's powerful.
That's sort of kind of what we're practicing at the moment. We've just taken some action without expecting
Really?
any particular outcome.
Wow.
Our only desire is truly to help send message that's been given to us and to translate it into language that can be understood.
Yes, to help you on your highest path. As you well know, we are in a spiritual warfare, burning things away that no longer serve us, going through a rebirth for a renewal. Okay? And we're going to do it together. So, you want to read?
Sure.
Yeah, and I don't have to put my seers on.
Do your best and take the action because you love it, not because you expect a reward. When you take action without expectation or a reward, you enjoy every action, and you can even receive greater rewards than you imagined. I took my time on this for 2 reasons.
Can you reread that for me?
No.
Why?
Of course. Really? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do your best and take the action because you love it, not because you would expect a reward. When you take action without a reward or experience of a reward, you actually enjoy the action even more. And because of that, you receive greater rewards than you imagined.
Wow.
So, it's sort of like they say, choose a job you love, not because of money, and you will never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
That's sort of something that comes to me as what this is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of the 4 agreements that falls under doing your best.
Truly.
Take action without expecting a reward.
And it brings to mind that doing good deeds even to a stranger. I'm thinking about the times when I've been in the grocery store and someone has to start putting something back. And then I say, no, I've got that. I think about the times that I've seen people on the corner. Because, I don't give everybody money that's standing on the corner. But this one lady, I could tell she was freshly homeless. And I pulled up and I looked at her. Her hair was decent. Her pants were ironed. She had on clean gym shoes, a clean coat. But within her belongings, it looked like she just had to throw stuff in the bag. So she was looking for something. So I could tell she wasn't organized. She was fresh and new to this. And I rolled down the window and I said, because she wasn't even looking at the cars to start asking. And I think that she didn't even know how to do it. So she was waiting on somebody to roll down the window and just give. And that particular day, usually, you only give out $1 or $2 or whatever. Well, some people give whatever, but that particular day, I think I either gave her $10 or $20, and I had it folded up.
Yeah.
So when she opened it, it'd be like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So as I went down that way a second time, you could tell she hadn't had her hair done. But her things were more organized and she had downsized because she realized, I'm homeless. I can't tote all this stuff. So bringing that to mind is just that
And your intuition
will tell
is
you.
almost always on target. Sure, and so, sis, I know that you probably had insight into her.
I did. Just sitting at that light, I just saw it all.
Yes.
And then as I seen her again, I noticed that, and I asked her, I said, sister, I said, is this new for you? She was like, very new. Like she had just got out there. But saying that to you, family, when your heart and your intuition tells you to give without even asking for anything back. Okay? Because your rewards will come back automatically. And you don't have to boast about it, and you don't have to brag about it. Okay? Just do it just between you and them, and that's something that you're doing for yourself, for someone else.
And Spirit sees everything.
Absolutely.
Spirit sees, and again, the reward is greater than one has imagined. It just leads into, again, that card and about taking action. And, I know I've been in situations where I say, I don't know why I was so stingy. I remember taking a trip to Mexico, and I realize now I should have probably gotten, $105 bills and just thrown them out the bus window. I could have changed the economy of an entire village with $500. And not that $500 is nothing to me, but it's all about what in power and you or what you do with what power you have, and I would say also your abundance and how you share that and spread that, and that's the real gift. And
it truly is.
I know I've become more compassionate. These are very difficult times. And if you don't keep yourself in check, you can really fall into fear.
Ooh.
And fear,
Ooh.
we basically have a choice between fear or love. Those are our two basic choices, would you say? So, when you're angry, frustrated, when you lash out somebody, it all comes from one basic emotion, and it's fear. Fear of something.
Yes.
If you can remain in the state of love, love and fear cannot exist at the same time.
No, it cannot.
So
preach, brother, preach.
Yes, I'm sorry. It just comes that as a basic universal principle. You can't have both in your heart at the same time. And in many ways, we're just kind of conditioned to go into fear when we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, or when the next minute we don't know what we're going to say.
Right.
This is not all practiced out, and we wanted it fresh, and we wanted messages to come out for you, and so we could have been in fear about, oh my gosh, we don't know what we're going to say.
Right.
But we're not coming from that. We're coming from love. We're coming without expectations, other than to do our best for you.
And that being said, 3 cards came out, and we have wholeness. Speaking of the heart of love, wholeness. Thinking of wholeness and opening that heart to the point where there is no fear. And no matter what you say, what you do, or what you think, having that wholeness within that you are enough just as you are, and vibrating on that frequency of love, it will bounce out and permeate throughout your inner circle, the outer circle, and as much love as it spreads, it will go to the world for sure.
That is a very poignant time for the card to come out, I would say. And when you were talking of that, sis, I was thinking about something that I have to translate into language because it was in an image, but and this may be okay, I have to phrase this in something that we all may have heard, or many of us have, and that is, we will learn the lessons of life. We really will. It doesn't matter what they are. We are going to learn the lessons no matter how difficult, and it's our choice whether we learn them through love or fear.
Absolutely.
Through pain or joy. And,
preach, brother, preach.
And, I just think of my nephew who was at 22 years old is telling me that he looks at things as a way in which he wants to train his mind to look at the good in everything so that he can learn life's lessons through joy, through learning, through growing, and not through fear.
He said that?
Yes. You have a lot to be proud of.
That's my 22-year-old son. Wow.
Yes, and that's why I say, I'm just so proud of you.
Well, the confirmation is the fact that being a parent, you tell your kids this and tell your kids that, and it looks like they're not listening until you hear it from someone else. Like, your son said this, and I'm like, oh, he listened. Oh my goodness, he was listening. Wow.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want his mom to get a big head or anything, so.
Oh. But you wonder if your kids truly listen when you try and give them as much as you can while you're here.
And that's why you would do your best.
Do my best.
One of the 4
agreements.
And what did you get out of that one? A reward greater than you imagined. Did you expect it?
No. From either of my kids.
And I didn't know I was going to bring that up, and I didn't know I was going to have that discussion today. And I don't know too many 22-year-olds with that kind of philosophy. And I have to say I'm really proud.
Well, our second card is Spiritual Quest. And that we are all on.
We are in that one together.
Oh my goodness.
All of us.
And if in fact, for those of you who have not noticed it, all I can say is I hope you take this cruise with us on this spiritual quest. It will make things in your life so much more clearer, with less fear or no fear when you get to that like 5th dimension on their ass. Okay. So the spiritual quest is here, and if you miss the boat, I'm just, you know me, I'm going to keep it 100. It's only almost going to be like we're floating off on the spiritual quest, the cruise ship of spiritual quest, and the rest of you are in the Hunger Games. So some people like that kind of energy. You know, c'est la vie, we're sailing on. Because for those who want to be on the spiritual quest, those are the ones vibrating on an ocean wave of love.
And the truth is, it's another one of those, you're going, you can go kicking or screaming.
Oh, you know what I just thought about? I can't say it.
Yes, you can. I'm going to give you permission because we said we're not holding back.
Well, that's true.
You can go kicking or screaming.
Right.
But you're going.
Right. You might not want to concede, but you will.
And do you know what traveling there really means? It means surrendering.
Yes.
Surrendering and letting things go in the 3D world.
In this physical.
And it's hard.
In this physical pluckery we're in.
It's illusion anyway.
Anyway. So, once you realize that all things are energy, and some things are just solid right here now, but it's
everything solid are things you cannot see.
Boom.
Isn't that so contradictory to what we would think? But even scientifically speaking, none of this is truly solid. It's mostly space. And
so true.
I want to know the dirty words you were going to say, sis.
No.
Can you tone it to a different language?
I did. You didn't catch it?
Well, no. Because you know I'm very...
I said, even if you don't concede...
Okay.
The spirit is going to bring you kicking and screaming. Okay?
It's going to kick your...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the video I sent you of that person that they had to kind of like pull by the feet?
Oh
like,
my
no,
goodness.
I want to go. Okay.
Oh, that's just so funny.
Yeah, so that's what it kind of reminded me of.
No, that's a great example of fear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fear, denial. Okay.
And
because basically it's like that's a true epitome of the 4 agreements. When you were born, you had no agreement. You were totally in spiritual wholeness. Okay? But depending on who you're, well, let me go on and throw it out there, who you are guided by, this guidance created you of who you are and made you understand things that were not real. As a child, you know no fear, you know no hate. All you know is love. I want to have fun and be with my friends, okay, and enjoy life. But depending on how you were raised, who you were raised by, what was embedded in you, that created something in you that, if in fact it wasn't, you are not truly who you are when the Creator brought you to this 3rd dimension. Okay?
I think that the messages that are coming, and some are coming very quickly, sometimes they come so quickly I can't get them out fast enough. But for myself and listening to you, sis, is that, you know, one of the we really are in a time where we must, for ourselves, learn the practice of forgiveness.
Woo!
Not only other people, but particularly first and foremost ourselves.
Yes.
And it's not a given. It's not something you can just do without some practice. And I know those of you have learned the technique of truly forgiving and letting go. You know, one, the benefits of doing so, the power that comes from doing it. And third, you know that it takes practice. And I want to just take a moment because of this. No matter how evil or wicked we may think a person is or isn't, one way to look at them is to look at them as a child when they came and they were whole, when they came from spirit, when they were that child before they were reconditioned, and think of forgiving that young child. If that's you, think of how adorable you were, and you really didn't set out to treat other people badly. This is your chance. This is truly your chance.
Yes.
Don't wait.
Free will.
Don't wait. Because you will go kicking or screaming, or you can let go and surrender with love, including love for yourself. And you will get out of that fear. You'll enjoy it. You'll learn. It'll be uncomfortable. But
the brighter side when you come out of it.
Yes. We are in the grandest of times for learning lessons in a very quick way.
That's that Capricorn energy.
Yeah.
That karmic energy.
And time has sped up.
Mm-hmm. Deeply changing. And my job is to prepare you for the norm that you once knew. It's just some things are just not going to be like they were. And it's a major adjustment because you've come accustomed to this 3D illusional reality, okay? And the only result, or the only answer really, is to love each other, okay? And to stay out of that fear base and know that we're all one and love is enough. We're all one and one is all there is, okay? So just vibrating on the same frequency of wholeness, abundance, and love is going to take us to a spiritual quest that it's almost we can create our own heaven. I can kind of understand that.
Gee, I wonder who said that.
I don't know.
Maybe, was it a prophet or?
Oh yeah.
Was it the Son of God?
Probably of several.
And I believe the words were, you can experience heaven
here on earth.
And also something to the effect that these things I do, you will do and more, and can. And, you know, I don't think he was joking.
No, I mean, it's a lot of things are so simple. That's why people kind of miss it.
It is.
They want to make it more difficult than it really is.
And it's time to simplify.
It is.
Because it's overcomplicated.
Right.
And
we've
because
got enough overcomplicated things going on, so at least we can simplify this so that we can all just take a chill pill and a smooth, easy uh, glide or slide, glide on some skates, or. But brother, I just want people to understand the seriousness of being in that fear base and just moving into a love type of energy.
if we if you, like you do on a regular basis, have the positive effect that you have in helping people, and you take a lot of time just at setting up, at making sure that the energy is right in the location of wherever you're reading, and you cleanse and ask for protection and for the right words, and you do this out of selflessness.
And I'm still so nervous because I don't like being on camera. And
I know, and I think that.
When will it go? Will it?
Well, how about today?
I don't know. It's just sometimes
look at these people.
Oh, look at all of them.
This is your family. And
well, you making it seem like we're live.
Well, we are live. And how would you know the difference? How do you know the difference?
Yeah, how do you know? Because you don't know how many people are looking at us.
Because
but I feel a little better because I don't know who's looking.
Well, and I have all these names, okay, coming to me right this minute. And I actually...
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, all right. Kara. David.
I just heard Stacy.
John, Stacy, yes. I saw another S-T and Stacy. John, Jonathan, and Melissa, Teresa,
Carmen.
Yeah.
Joe.
Not just one. Yeah. And it's not at the same moment. But
we never know who may see this, though.
I have feelings of who is watching, and it's different. And I think that will touch each person differently. And I would even at least go as far to say, if one person's watching, everybody's watching. And
reach one, teach one.
And if you can share this with somebody who is open and ready to learn anything that we may have to share. My sister shares...
Get away from fear.
Yeah. And
we need to bury that like we need to bury corona.
Fear will destroy coronavirus. Yeah. There's more than one name for it. But it's
dis-ease, okay?
Yeah.
Any kind of dis-ease.
Yeah, if it's not corona or COVID-19, it's cancer, it's, melanoma, it's, it's...
trauma.
We always have a reason to be in fear.
So we think.
We always have twice as many reasons to be in joy.
Yeah. Bring in more joy and issue out more and deplete more fear. Because I feel that there's more fear going on than there's joy. And speaking of joy, I think a lot of people have stepped away from that childlike energy where an adult's only joy is either sex, drinking, gambling, or watching TV.
That's the empty stuff.
Yeah.
And today, being with my sister, I think just laughing so much about just really silly things and her wittiness, and it's just been fun at a time where easily it could have been a drag. But it's been a time, it's time to my sister's family out there to grab somebody, social distance if that's what's needed, and enjoy what you can.
Please, fam.
But take care of yourself and be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and share this video. Learn how to forgive yourself, let it go, release. If you're a control freak, especially. If you have 3 degrees in whatever field, or multiple fields, for goodness sakes, give it up. You're not the only one has multiple degrees. Stop and realize
there's more to life.
There's more, and you can't control everything, even if it looks like you do. You're going to go either way.
Kicking
and screaming.
And
And many of you who are listening to this know this, and that's why you need to share it with your friends who maybe are on the fence, that science-minded person,
unspiritual person. Because this is truly not about any particular religion, as I often say, fam. This is some universal, religious, spiritual path here. Doesn't matter what religion you are, all of them have an agreement about loving each other. Treat others the way you want to be treated. The golden rule.
The universal principles.
Yeah, that's in every religion.
And it's in no religion.
Right.
For those that are not religious.
Like me.
And
I don't claim a religion. I'm just a spiritual being moving on a love boat.
Yeah, and I mean, I love hearing about how Christian somebody is for 1 hour a week. And then I find out that so-and-so that has such a nice disposition and who's always caring for others doesn't really go to church. Again, like Sis says, this is not about a religion. This is not about a certain belief system. This is about following the golden rules.
Yeah.
The rules that you know in your heart.
And not saying to put down whatever religion keeps you walking on a positive path. Just be open to extra things that will keep you on that path.
It doesn't come from outside of you.
Right.
I think is the biggest message. It comes from inside. When you start looking for your good
wholeness
outside of you,
you've missed it all.
Yeah, you're missing the trip.
It brings me to mind when people were searching for the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
And they told them, they said, look, if you put it inside of them, they'll never find it. And I was like, wow, that's powerful.
Well,
so that wholeness within your mind, body, spirit, and soul, you are the Holy Grail. You're the walking Holy Grail. Didn't know that, did you?
And the more people that can practice that thought process at the same time, can actually be very powerful, powerful enough to shift energy.
Don't we know?
And we need that shift.
Yeah.
Shift into love. We need the higher vibration.
Yes.
And
all spiritual hands in minds, body, and spirits on deck.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
I have,
What?
I'm gonna pull, because we are on this journey together, and I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna pull one sacred traveler. And we're gonna just see universe, spirit, creator of all that is and is not. Please guide us to a card that can give an overall message to each and every one. Many of these cards are so general that they apply to some point in your life, but with each and every one of us, it will touch us differently. And that's the part that's out of hands like us. But when you allow spirit to do, I have no idea what's coming out of this.
And I'm just looking at the next card. Become that magic. And it says, be impeccable with your words. All the magic you possess is based on your word. And you cast spells all the time with your opinions. You can either put a spell on someone with your word, or you can release someone from a spell. Wow.
That is how powerful the mind is.
Yes.
And that was a message given a long time ago.
Yes.
And this is why we must train our minds. Because it is our thoughts that dictate what comes, what we are on. And the message Spirit also gave to me through traveling through this journey, and it kind of has come out, and it is traveling lightly, simplify your life. And as we were talking about letting go, don't hold grudges, don't carry that weight, forgive yourself, don't try to control, do your best, be kind and loving. It will release people from spells. And if you think you're not powerful, there are many philosophers, spiritual people, some who would call the Son of God, Gandhi, many spiritual leaders that have said these same messages. And so maybe, just maybe, what do you think? Is it time for us to try it? Or are we just gonna, I don't know, watch another video next week and next month and the month after and not change?
Right.
No. Share this information and feel good about it. feel good. You will have, one, taken action. Two, probably released some people from some spells. And three, hopefully demonstrated a way and help them find a way to lighten their load. It's time to lighten the load.
Yes, it is.
Because you're going. We're all going. We're going to be kicking or screaming, but we're going.
One way or another.
So simplify, lighten your load, and for goodness sakes, have some fun.
Yes. Bring that childlike energy back out. Do something that brought you joy when you were a kid. Now these four fell out. Look at that. It's almost like it's just telling a story.
Oh, wow. Wow. It is, it's like a storybook. You're right.
So I'm going to share these with you, my dearly beloveds. The first one says, believe in yourself. See yourself doing well, and you will.
Break the spell.
Break the spell. The second, here you read, brother.
Love from your parents. No matter what, your mother and father love you so much. As they can. And I'm looking at this photo of the baby unicorn and the mother unicorn.
And you know, I just gotta, just brought to mind the frustration that parents are going through being at home with their children on a daily basis, and the impact that it's gonna have on their life as they grow older, not understanding the frustration of the parent, the impatientness. You know, though all children deserve to be nurtured and loved, and going into this wholeness and this spiritual quest and being guided by spirit, it's going to bring in us so much patience that I'm seeing on a daily basis people just don't have. And like they say, you know, children didn't ask to come here, but just be a little conscious of having that patience with these children that are our future, and think about the agreements that we just discussed of what you're putting in them that create that who they'll be as an adult. So I just had to say that.
And I think it kind of goes in line with what we talked about earlier about your son and doing your best without expectations because you loved and you gave. We recognize parents are sacrificing a lot right now. And not knowing not knowing if you're going to have a job because things are really very different.
Or enough food to feed them, or shelter.
Just stay in faith of yourself, faith in what you know to be true in your heart. Know that tomorrow has never been a guarantee at any given time for any one of us.
And we also have to think about the things that we didn't like when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you change when it's your turn.
So again, love from your parents, no matter what. Your mother and your father love you as much as they can. And there's another message in there when it says as much as they can.
Right.
Because you have to realize, again, being human, being part spirit, and then sometimes being stuck somewhere in between, as we are. And then you add to that the uncertainty that we live in, especially when you rely on things outside of yourself. You are in fear. And
putting that off on the kids, and you wonder why they're freaking out.
And they do pick it up, and you are setting the example. And it won't matter, because...
And I used to always think, dang, being a stay-at-home mom, it's like I just missed out on my life. But I just did the best I could. And the one thing, I wanted my children to be strong, because if in fact they got to be 9 and I passed away, I'm thinking about how much I put in them. Because most parents just want to know that if I die tomorrow, you will be okay. And I guess I kind of spoiled them in a certain kind of way. I didn't spoil them materialistically. Every now and then I did. I eventually bought him a video game, but and people used to say, you dance so well, and your daughter has no rhythm. I said, that's the last thing I need her to do, is be shaking her ass. I need her to learn her letters and her numbers. Okay? There will come a time when it won't be long before she'll drop it like it's hot. Okay? That's nothing I need to teach her. Okay? That's not cute or none of that. So they're like, dang, you kind of hard on your kids, and you making them look up 10 vocabulary words a day and sitting down watching the Discovery Channel. And look,
that's their diet now, and they're grown adults. They don't care about.
And yeah, once they get older, they're like, dang, I see why you did that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go anywhere and you can blend in with anybody. You know how to conduct yourself when you're away from home. And they're like, oh, I know you probably, had to whoop them. No, I didn't. Because they had ears. Okay?
And you loved them with purpose.
You understand what I'm saying. So
yeah,
I don't have to do that.
You had purpose in what you were doing. You had a goal, and you sacrificed, and you took the time and made the investment. And
yeah, because that's what they are. They're an investment.
Absolutely.
What you put in, you get out.
And it's not just only your kids, but if you're an aunt or an uncle,
right?
How joyful it can be, or a grandparent, if you missed it all the first time around, and you want to kind of pay a little bit more of that investment and help your son, daughter,
nephew,
by being that incredible grandma. You can. You got to get out of fear.
Yes.
We got to start getting into love. There's no more time to waste.
No.
This is it. This is the time. It's always now, and it always will be now. It's never not been now.
This is some serious now. Just like Michael Jackson said, this is it. This is it. And the next card is just be yourself. And look at that little kid on that unicorn. They want you to have that childlike energy and expression that you had. And that's what takes you on this spiritual path of wholeness with such ease.
That is a beautiful image. And I've not seen that deck.
Let's see, you're a unicorn deck. You're a great person. Enjoy being yourself. And that's a lot of that going on where people try and be images of what they see or what they think people would want them to be. You know, and
don't
even know their real self.
They lose themselves. They had their real selves when they were 10.
And look at the path, the winding path from the castle.
Yeah. Going out for a little ride on a pony.
Right.
Had a lot of fun.
Having a lot of fun.
And this can be a 30-year-old or a 3-year-old.
Truly.
So, be good to yourself. And again, it's time. Would you say, sis?
It is time. Here, tell them how that time is. And we can put a period on that.
This is Happy Surprise. Something very good is about to happen.
If you take this delightful ride of love and releasing fear.
So what's it talking about time? I would venture to say, instead of something's just happening, about to happen rather, is that it's happening. Because it is now.
We're in the thick of it, fam.
We are in it. And it's time to be good to ourselves. It's time to show our love to each other. And it's time to start respecting each other even if we don't agree with everything.
Yes.
And it may be difficult. But could you imagine, truly, how boring it would be if everyone thought the same, believed in the same?
I know, right?
We would never be challenged.
No. Life would not be
Sometimes
exciting.
I could take it a little less challenging, but I don't think I would be growing very much, and I think it would be a terribly boring world. And if anything, I think our minds are all expanding in ways that most of us didn't anticipate at this time. I mean, things are going very quickly.
Yes.
And so I just have this feeling that it's no longer time to sit around. It really isn't. It's time to do exactly what card number 1 said. Do your best and take action.
That's right.
And yeah, it's exciting. And you actually have the power. Tracy, you have the power.
David, Betty, you have the power.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Louise, yes.
Yeah. Barbara.
Oh. Barbara, and Barbie. Yeah, you do. And, okay, yeah, Kurt. You do. Patrick, you do. All of you listening have the power, more power than you really think. Don't look outside yourself.
Look within.
Look within. Give yourself a break. Stop living in fear. It won't help anyway.
Just make matters worse.
It really does. And get busy.
Suggesting the 4 Agreements book once again. All right.
I don't like taking time reading something I don't gain out of. And I have to say that just from the explanation that I'm getting from my sis, that I really can't wait to read it. I have a really busy schedule. But I'm I have it now, and I'm ready to get started. And it's not something I don't already understand, but it's always something when we're talking about basic and universal principles that we all kind of need to wash our cars every now and then. It's not that we need a new car, but we really do need to shine it up and get it back in shape and give it an oil change. Of course, not ourselves, because we can't do that because we don't know where the oil is anymore. But there is somebody who does. And so these cards are like wanting to join you. They just wanting to come closer. But I can't stress it enough. Share this video if it helps you and you don't know the effects you actually will have had on somebody else. And sis, do you mind if I draw one?
Do it.
One tarot card.
Do it.
One tarot card. I've already shuffled this deck, and it's a new deck for me. And it's that, kind of, it's the Book of Shadows tarot. And
as above, so below.
Yes. And if you don't know what that is about, I don't use tarot cards for anything other than maybe a guide. I will listen. And if there's a message, that's what I will say. Oftentimes, I will ask for assistance. And this particular, it's two decks, truly. As above, so below. There's a deck for each one. I am just pulling one from as above, which speaks in terms of the universe, which for giving a message to a mass of people seemed to be appropriate. Sis, would you look at that, please? This is as above, and in terms of the universe and its message as it relates to the higher thinking, the higher energy realm.
Well, this looks like the energy that we were just speaking of, because what it says and saying that it's fire, and looking at the whirlwind and the water is in a upswing and swirling around them. It seems as though the energy that we were speaking of, that turmoil and things are gonna. Oh, and Neptune, that's what's in Capricorn until next year.
That's why I didn't want to speak out of turn, because this is a big message. And not knowing this deck really well, I wanted to make sure that I was reading it correctly.
But yeah, it looks like a whirlwind of things that are, going on, that that's what we're going through, and things with that word fire, things are being burnt away.
This is 8 of fire.
That no longer serve you. I think we should read it
I think so too.
because we need the.
And there is this turbulent, there's this
yeah,
change.
chaos. Yeah,
In the midst of chaos, what do we see? We see someone.
that's rising up out of it.
It's sort of a phoenix.
Yeah,
And 8
yeah, infinity. Mm-hmm.
and fire is a renewal.
Pure in purification for sure.
It's sort of like the basics of alchemy, if you will. True alchemy is
Wow. Oh yeah, this
it's
has to be
about purification,
Mm-hmm.
putrefaction, transmutation. And these are things that happen within. And this is as above. So, it's a big message.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look this up on the internet and get an even better quality picture, maybe. I don't do well around electronics, so I'm sorry if my sister's video is not as clear. I can't touch certain things, and it's quite frustrating, actually.
He go haywire. He'll blow some stuff out.
And so, but anyway, I'm gonna have fun with it, even though it is so annoying. But 8, a fire. And you know, if we could all just take a moment and think of the people that are surrounded truly by fires
Chaos and
out of
fire.
control.
Yeah.
And just, if we can think together, for those on the West Coast, these fires are just relentless. For whatever the reason. For those of you who believe in climate change or not, something's happening. It could be a reflection of not doing our best. It could be a reflection of denying something that we really need to claim our truth. But things are out of balance. I'm picking it up. And many of us are picking it up. Our thoughts are powerful.
Absolutely.
Let's think about, since this Neptune and chaos and the fire, which has so much potential to do good, let's see and feel the relief of fire as we break the spell with our higher vibration and mind, and seeing that California and the western states, Washington, let's just see them getting relief. Let's see that calm down. Send them love with your mind. These are people who've lost their whole neighborhoods. And I don't even know anybody actually right now that lives in California. But you know, I can feel and I can sense that, my goodness, can you imagine? We really need to start loving ourselves, loving each other,
Yes.
and sending our thoughts with love. Let's use our power. We all have it. And that's what I have, sis. I want to thank you for inviting me.
I'm so glad you were here with me. And you all are not going to believe how powerful this is. Because I have been telling you all that with Capricorn being in, this is about illusions and chaos and drama as well as big business and making money, right? So, with the 8 of fire in Neptune, no matter what chaos ensues, Neptune stands calmly in the middle of it all, confident, somehow in control, and rather enjoying the ride. There is a saying about magic being done with smoke and mirrors. Neptune is the master of smoke and mirrors, and most of his magic focuses on the mind. His energy covers the world with a blanket of romance and glamour. Begilding mists cover the mundane and inspire the mind to dream or trick it into believing illusions. In this altered state induced by Neptune's charm, the mind relaxes, logic blurs, and synapses makes new connections, allowing a welling up of psychic tendencies and letting flow the feelings of compassion, sensitivity, and tolerance. The 8 of fire lulls us into daydreams and fantasies. Logic takes a back seat as our soul craves mystery and illusion. Once the mind is quieted and open, we begin to accept and then embrace the possibility of dreams coming true. And Neptune knows that belief is the first step towards creation. The shadow side of this card represents delusions, deception, and secrecy. The dreams in this case are more like nightmares and often led to self-destructive behavior. Wow. 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 Well,
I think this is pretty packed.
yeah.
And I think
That was a wonderful, and I mean, that's just everything we just talked about. Wow.
over an hour, sister. And I hope your listeners found it worthy. Even if you have to, like I have to do, I can't miss certain things.
Look at it in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Just like the 4 agreements, have it as a bathroom thing. You know, when you're sitting on the throne for a minute, usually we used to read books, but now we tweeting, texting, da-da-da-da-da. You know, kind of take that time to, I'm serious, for those of you who've never heard of it, the 4 agreements. It is a book that you will have to read over and over as you move through the different, just 4 stages. So, I thank you all so much for being here.
And we have one special thing that we want to share from us to all of you. And that is combining our thoughts and sending you energy, gifts, and reminder of who you are, where you come from where you'll belong, and to where you will go again. And until that time, take many deep breaths.
Yes.
Take many deep breaths of health and many exhalations of all things that are not serving you.
Fear be gone.
And we are breaking the spell that fear may have over you.
Over you. You know how I say, keep it peaceful and positive. Until next time, beloveds, be well, be loving, and be good to yourself.
I love you, sister.
I love you too, brother. And we love you too.
We love you.
Here, get some. Get some. Get some. All right. Until next time.